Awe mense hoe lyk dinge? I'm your girl Marjan Reiters and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, we'll be talking about how I adapted to my school, which follows a American curriculum, and how it was different to the school back in South Africa. Like I said, we follow an American curriculum. So in Saudi, you have schools that follow the American curriculum, and then also schools that follow the British curriculum. So with the American curriculum, back when I started my interviews, I did my research because remember I said in the interviews they do ask you, in some interviews they do ask you what is the similarities and what is the differences between the curriculum which they follow here. It can either be American or British curriculum, and your curriculum, which is CAPS. So you have to know what is the similarities, what is the differences. Okay, so let's talk about the similarities. First of all, I am at a private school, so it may be different. Also, at a government school, the workload may be different, the periods may be different, the timing, etc., etc. So I'm at a private school, and we follow the American curriculum. Now, the similarities were we, yeah. When I say we, I'm talking about American curriculum, right? The one we're following at our school. So we work with grades. So that's the same. There wasn't, I know, I think with British curriculum, they work with levels, like level 1, 2, 3, I think. And here we work with grades. So KG, we start from KG up until grade 12, and then they graduate and go to the universities or the colleges, which is the same back home, right? And then also for the periods, we also follow a 7-period timetable like we do back home. And the periods is 45 minutes each. And that's also the same, right? I know at some schools back home on a Friday, the periods is shorter, like 30 minutes. But here, it stays the same. From day 1 to day 5, it stays the same, 45 minutes. So ek mis die feit dat ek vroeg kan huis toe gaan op 'n Vrydag. Dit is niks van daai besigheid hier nie, né? And then what's also the same was the phases. So we also have primary phase, intermediate, and then high school. So I teach intermediate and high school. My grades, or the grades that I teach, is grade 7, which falls in intermediate phase, and then high school, which is grade 8. I teach those two classes. And then in term 2, I also teach grade 10, which was actually very nice. Something new, but very nice. Back home, I used to teach grade 9 up until grade 12. So grade 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I only have two grades. It's not 2 classes, but 2 grades. So that is nice, actually. Yes, like I said, we have 7 periods, and each period is 45 minutes. So now let's break it down and talk about some of the differences. Our school days, it's also 5 days, but normally in South Africa we have Monday to Friday. Here we have Sunday to Thursday. So now that was something very new to me, because guys, on a Sunday, jy trek jou aan, jy gaan kerk toe, you go to church, and you know, it's a family day. So here Sunday is actually like a Monday, because a Sunday is a new week. So it's the start of a new week. So Sundays is our Mondays. So in the beginning that was very hard, I think, because when you in school, dat dink jy aan die pastor van die dominee wat nou die diens lewer, you know. Now I've gotten so used to it, which is actually not like a good thing, but I've gotten used to it. That's the good part. But the bad part is I sometimes forget that it's Sunday, and that is for me, like, sometimes I really, like, in the mornings I will be like, oh, it's Sunday, and then, you know, you get so busy at work, and then when I get home, I completely forget that, oh my gosh, it's Sunday today. So that was something new. And then we have school up until Thursday. So I don't know, like it's the same. It's 5 days, it's the same. But sometimes I will be like, yo, you know, my brain just works like that. Like I feel on a Thursday, oh yes, 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 it's donderdag is donderdag. Julle moet nog môre gaan werk, Suid-Afrikaners. Ek is by die huis. But it's actually the same because on Sunday I have to go work and they still at home. But it somehow it just feels like a shorter week to me. It just feels like that. Even though I don't clock off earlier on a Thursday, clock off the same time as the previous day. That's the only bad thing that I don't like. But I feel like it's like a short week, you know. So the times, this might be the same as to in South Africa, but I'm not sure. I think like I can't remember, but I think at my previous school I used to go to work. We had to be there at 7, I think. Was it now 7? And then we would leave at 2:30, I think. But here we have to be at work at 7, so I normally walk to school at 6:45. So you log in by 7 and then you log off by 3 o'clock. When I say log off, you write in the book, and then we have like a face recognition thing. So the system knows it's accurate, you know, because in the book you can sign out. No, I work till 3, but then the face recognition thing will say, this girl logged off at 1. So anyways, so that's the time. Every day, Sunday to Thursday, 7 till 3. And you know what's weird now? In South Africa, if the school closes after a term, that last day, kids will come fetch their report cards if they can fetch it. And then school will be, like the principal will say, right, guys, you can leave at 10 or 11. Yeah. Yeah. It will be the last day and you will sit till 2 or 2:30 even. I can't what I comment, but anyways. So let's talk about our breaks. In South Africa, we had 2 breaks. The first break was eerste pauze. That was how long? 30 minutes. And then the second break, tweede pauze, was 15 minutes, right? Which is 45. Yeah, we have one lunch break, and that is also 45 minutes. So we only have one, which is 45 minutes, which is the same as South Africa. In South Africa, it's just broken up in 2. So I actually prefer the one long break, like to give me my 45 minutes at once, because then I feel like I can do something, I can, like rest, I can take a breather, etc. Now in this break, the break is not the same for the whole school. Oh, I forgot to mention it. Here we have 2 buildings. It's one big building, but it's kind of split into 2. The boys side and the girls side. So we can't see the boys and the boys can't see us. On the boys side, there's only men teachers. There's only men. And then on the girl side, it's only female teachers. And obviously the kids are separated, boys, girls, separated. And then but what is different from the girl side as to the boy side, we have boys in KG. In our KG classes, we have boys in our KG classes, grade 1, 2, and 3. So, but they're not mixed. So we have a boy class, a boy grade 3 class, and a girl grade 3 class. The same for grade 1, 2. And then after grade 3, the boys will move over to the boys side. So on the boys side, they only have grades 4 till 12, which is actually nice because it's smaller. But anyways, so yeah, and also we are not like in South Africa, right? We have the primary school on one side and then the high school on the other side. So what is nou ook so? La Rochelle primary on the one side, and then there's a fence in between, and then the high school on the other side. Laerskool, hoërskool. Yeah, everyone is together in one big building. From KG is downstairs, and then from grade 1 up until grade 12 is on one floor, and we're all together. So that's kind of like the building. So we're all in one school. Now for the breaks, back home, everyone is on pause. As daai klok lui, almal is hardloop uit die klas uit want almal gaan na pause hou. Almal, die hele skool. Yeah, it's a bit different. So, like I said, we have 7 periods, right? For classes. We have 7 classes, 7 periods, but then we have an 8th period, which is your break period, which is also 45 minutes, right? So, the 3rd period, when I have class in my 3rd period, or when I teach my 3rd period, then the grade 1, 2, and 3 have their break. Then 4th period, I still teach 4th period, or my kids still have grade 7, grade 8, they still have a class, but 4th period is break time for grade 3 up until grade 6. And then for 5th period, so they go back to class after their break period. In 5th period, all my kids, so 7 till 12, has break. I hope that makes sense. Your break is done, you go back to school, you carry on. And then there's another break. Now, this is not like a lunch break, like a tweeter pause. This break, so remember I said in 5th period, we have the grades 7 to 12 have the A break, right? So then everyone, after 5th period, everyone is done with break. 6, then we have period 6 and period 7 for classes. Just before our last period of the day, we have a 15-minute break and that's a prayer break. So the kids can go and pray. It's not compulsory. So some of the kids stay in class and some of the kids go pray. Normally that time there is supervision with the kids, but it's not the foreign teachers. It's normally the Islamic teachers that's there with the kids when they pray. And during our first break, which is lunch break, kids will go to the canteen, they will play on the playground, or they will sit in the basement, and we have break duty. So the foreign teachers will be on break duty. Like for instance, on Sundays is my turn to do break duty. So I have a specific place where I need to stand and just watch over them. Whereas in South Africa, from my old school, we had like group 1 and group 2. Group 1 will be on break duty for that whole week, from Monday to Friday, every break. So break 1 and break 2. And then the next week it will be group 2. And I didn't like that because it's like a whole week, man. Like I feel like, especially back home, I didn't have one off period, guys. Not one. Like I had a full roster. So timetable. So imagine when it's group 1's turn to be on break duty. I had classes from period 1 to period 7, and then I still needed to be on a specific place both of that breaks, not even for one day, for every day of that week. It's ridiculous, like honestly. So I like this system here because I'm only on a Sunday and it's only 1:45 minutes, khalas, done. That's what I really like. But also I understand back home we don't have as many teachers as we have here. We are like, I want to say we're 50. Maybe I'm over exaggerating, but we're definitely more than 30. We're definitely more than 40, honestly, if I think about it. But anyways, let's carry on. So that is for the break, right? So we have break duties also. Then let's talk about our other duties. So like I said, we have break duties, and then we also have morning duty and dismissal duty. I know, a lot of duties. But morning duty, they send out the program or the duty list, whatever you want to call it, who will be on morning duty for specific days and who will be on dismissal duties. So normally I'm on dismissal duty, which I prefer. But the morning duty, like I said, we need to be at school at 7, right? So if you are on morning duty, and it's like, your name will appear like once a month or like twice a month at the most. So if you are on morning duty, you have to be at school at 6:20. Is it now 6:20? I think so. 6:20 or 6:40. Quarter past or quarter to. I got six. I think it's 6:40 because no one will be at school at 6:20. It's too early. So I think 6:40 or 6:30. You will have to be like 20 minutes or 30 minutes before teachers need to be at school. You need to be at school. That is just you are just there sitting there, and when kids walk in, you're basically just supervising that they are safe, basically. And then dismissal duty. So normally, if you were on morning duty, you could leave a half an hour earlier. Why? Because you were at school 30 minutes earlier. But now they changed the rules, so you need to wait till 3 or so. But dismissal duty is after school, so after the last period ends at 1:45 for the kids, right? 1:45 ends at 1:45. So 1:45 after your last class, you need to go down to the basement. All of the kids are there, all of the teachers is there. So normally at dismissal, all of the teachers are supposed to be there in the basement with their class. So if I teach grade 7, I'm the homeroom teacher for grade 7. Homeroom teacher is like register teacher, like register onderwyser, right? So my homeroom class is grade 7. So I just wait there in the basement, and we just like basically call out the names. So whoever fetch them from school, the driver or the dada or whoever, they bring the card, and they say, right, Maran Reiters, driver is here. So I just call out Maran Reiters, grade 7, and then Maran Reiters go, and she leaves with her card. And that is just to keep the kids safe, so that they're not like get missing or something or whatever, you know. Now, when my kids are gone, I can leave. I can go back, and I can just wait till 3 o'clock to go home. But if I am on dismissal duty, I have to stay there until the last kid leave. Now, normally this can be like the last time I did dismissal duty, I left at I think 3:30, so half an hour later than everyone. But now you don't get paid overtime for that, because it's one of the responsibilities that you as a teacher needs to do. So that's dismissal duty. I prefer that because I don't need to wake up earlier, but it's also like boring if you now sit there alone, you know, waiting for that last one to leave. Anyways, so like I said, the kids leave 1:45. Let's talk about the times for the kids. For the teachers, it's 7 to 3, right? And for the kids, first period starts at